Eleanor Steber is considered one of the greatest American singers of the 20th century. At a time when opera was a grand part of popular culture, she was a true international star, known throughout the world for her full, powerful voice, her ability to quickly master a wide variety of roles, and her tireless work ethic. She's often been called the greatest Mozart singer of them all, but because she embraced many styles of music, her appeal went far beyond opera fans. Born in Wheeling on July 17, 1914, Steber was taught voice and piano by her mother. She was accepted into Boston's New England Conservatory of Music as a piano major in 1933. At the school, Dr. William L. Whitney convinced her to change her major to voice. At 21, while still in school, she made her operatic debut as Cinta in The Flying Dutchman. In 1940, she won first prize in the Metropolitan Opera Auditions of the Air. The award included a contract with the Met and a national tour, making her an instant celebrity. Wheeling hosted a grand Eleanor Steber Day, complete with a parade and Governor Homer Holt in attendance. That night, she sang the first of 16 annual sold-out homecoming concerts. Her Met debut as Sophie in De Rosenkavalier was in December 1940. And in 1944, Toscanini chose her to sing in his first radio performance of an opera. In 1948, Eleanor premiered Samuel Barber's Knoxville, summer of 1915, a work she had commissioned a year earlier.
It has become the time of evening when people sit on their porches.
Both Knoxville and the title role she later created for his opera Vanessa became two of her most notable and proudest achievements. From 1945 to 1955, she performed on NBC's syndicated radio show The Voice of Firestone, which became one of the signatures of her career. The show offered her the opportunity to sing popular standards and even musical comedy for a national audience. And when it moved to television, she became the first woman to sing on national commercial television. In 1950, when the Met, now managed by Rudolph Bing, began to again favor European singers, Eleanor embarked on a nearly year-long tour for the U.S. State Department that took her to the Middle East, Far East, and Southeast Asia. She was the first Western woman to perform in Baghdad and the first American singer in modern times to perform in many countries she visited. An audience of 80 million tuned in to watch her sing Madame Butterfly on Japanese TV. When she realized many of her concerts were not open to the general public, she arranged for shows and workshops in universities. By the tour's end, she had sung some 33 formal concerts in 17 countries. The tour had a profound effect on her and made her a champion of women's rights. During the 50s, she maintained a rigorous schedule, singing between 150 and 200 performances a year. Over 22 Met seasons, Steber did 427 performances of 34 roles and sang more performances of Mozart leading roles than any other singer in the company's history. In all, she had 65 roles in her operatic repertoire. Her final Met performance was at the 1966 farewell concert at the Met's Old House, where she led the farewell quintet from Vanessa for the last time. Steber continued to give concerts, appear in musicals, and take the occasional operatic part. Her last role was Miss Wingrave in the American stage premiere of Britain's Owen Wingrave in Santa Fe, 1973. Never one to pass up work or publicity, at age 60, she performed at New York's infamous Continental Bath Concerts. The shows attracted an eclectic group of performers, from Cab Calloway to Bette Midler, all singing for an audience wearing only white towels. One reviewer described Eleanor as appearing from the steam room in a chiffon gown loaded with diamonds and a black towel draped around her waist. While she was awarded 11 honorary doctorates, traveled the world, and lived a life far removed from her childhood in Wheeling, West Virginia remained at the core of her personality. In the introduction to her autobiography, she wrote, "No matter where or how often I traveled, I have remained a daughter of Wheeling with my spiritual roots sunk deeply into that unique corner of America." Eleanor Steber died on October 3, 1990, 2 months before the 50th anniversary of her Met debut. Her obituary in Opera News described her as a musician so in touch with music's essence and so aware of its varied expressions that to bring them alive was only a matter of opening the mouth and giving utterance.
Ladies and gentlemen, here to accept the award on behalf of his aunt, Eleanor Steber, would you please welcome from Wheeling her nephew, George Steber, and his wife, Kathleen.
Eleanor Steber was soloist with every major symphony orchestra throughout the United States, Canada, and Europe, as well as many other venues all over the world. But she never forgot her hometown of Wheeling, West Virginia. In her autobiography, Eleanor told the story of her love in her girlhood for the old Southern Theater that stood in Wheeling across the street from her grandparents' home. She would sometimes go to that little theater during the day because she had a friend who did the dusting and cleaning there. While her friend cleaned, Eleanor would climb up on the stage and sing a song to the empty house or play the pit piano and imagine the applause. Years later, she said that when she would walk across the backstage of the Met to her dressing room and breathe in that special smell of the theater, she would once again imagine herself at that little Nickelodeon at 33rd and Oak Streets in Wheeling, West Virginia. She was once labeled a primitive donna, and she agreed with that, saying, "That's what I am, a prima donna with a small town kid inside." During her career, she returned home as often as possible because she had a deep respect and love for the mountains of West Virginia and the people who live here. She would tell anybody who'd listen as often as possible that her home state, in her fond words, were West by God, Virginia. Over her lifetime, Eleanor received many awards and recognitions, but because tonight's honor comes from the West Virginia Music Hall of Fame, we know it would be among her most cherished. On behalf of the entire Steber family and Eleanor's many friends and fans, we thank you for this distinguished award for our Aunt Eleanor.
Thank you very much.
You're in for a real treat right now. Get ready for this. Accompanied by Neal, here to sing two selections from Eleanor Steber's repertoire, is an Alum Creek native and a fabulous singer, Betsy Baer.
Celui dont la parole efface toute peine, les prophètes utilisent